really happy to invite you in here.
Thank you.
And yeah, actually, I met him on like the Samsung event.
Yes.
And he is the most funniest person that I ever met in my lifetime.
Wow. Thank you. I'll put that on my CV. Hire me, please. I'm the funniest person you'll ever work with.
Yeah. And what is your name? What name?
It's good. We can start with the name. My name is Wajdi. Wajdi. Wajdi.
Yeah. Actually, like I think you are working in Samsung very long time, huh?
Yes.
Yes.
13 years.
13 years.
Yes.
Wow, that's very long time.
Yeah.
How did you survive for 13 years in Samsung?
I killed all the feelings I have.
I see.
I don't have any more feelings.
Okay, without no feeling, then you can survive in Samsung like the 13 years.
Like a robot.
Okay.
I'm a
So
robot.
how many times did you visit in Korea?
I've been to Korea maybe 10 times.
10 times.
10 times.
Wow, then you will know many Korean cultures. No?
Yes and no, because every time I've gone there,
Uh-huh.
it was a lot of work. We would really be like attending workshops all day, and then in the evening they would have some like dinner or something, and I often did not go because people would drink alcohol or stuff, and I didn't want to be in those environments. I would stay in the coffee shop in the hotel at the bottom, just drink cappuccinos. So I've been to a few places, but I don't consider myself to be an expert in the Korean culture.
But can you describe like the Korean people, like also you're working in Samsung, so can you describe what is a Korean like the managers, and then what is the other like the Europeans or Americans? Can you differentiate between their characteristics?
Yeah.
What can you tell like the one word in Korean manager and then one word in like the
The way I see the Korean culture and the Korean work structure is very military.
military?
Military as
Uh-huh.
in just like in the army, there's the commander in chief, and there's like seniority.
Yes.
You have high authority, so you're respected, you're obeyed.
Yes.
It's very similar. So once the president or someone in a high position, whatever they decide, whatever they see is the right thing to do, that's what
Yes.
you're gonna do.
Yes, you cannot say I don't agree or I don't. You cannot say like this.
Yes, you don't. You could, but you might not be happy at the end. So you base it, and the way the even like for example our manager who's above us, when he's with his manager, he's really very humble. You know, like his position is relevant to the one who's above him. So the higher you get, the more authority you have.
Yes.
So it reminds me of the military. Yes.
I see.
Meaning you
How
just-
about European managers? They are more free, more open. You
No.
can say anything about.
No, not necessarily. It depends. It depends on the individual. It could be more democratic, I guess, as opposed to a dictatorship. But some individuals are just like everybody else. It depends.
I see. So one word, the Korean managers is like a military, and the other managers more like democracy.
Maybe you could say that, yeah.
I see.
That's my opinion. Obviously, all of these are subjective opinions. Everybody speaks based on their experience,
Yes,
their
yes.
perspective. There's no right and wrong.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
how I feel.
Yeah.
What I feel could be right, could be wrong.
Yeah, I think it's because of the culture things. Because in Korean culture, it's not easy to say, oh, this is wrong, something like this.
Yes, yes.
Above the hierarchy, I don't know.
Yes, correct. That's exactly how it is.
I see. And how many jobs did you experience before getting into the Samsung?
I don't have a number because in America, I literally worked every single job you can imagine. I worked at a gas station.
Gas station in
In America, yes. I started off in a gas station. I worked as a mechanic. I did oil changes, brakes. I would change brakes. I would do maybe sometimes engine jobs. I worked as a waiter in a restaurant.
Wow.
Yes, I
waiters.
worked as a telemarketer selling things over the phone. I worked in jewelry. I would make jewelry and rings and gold.
Jewelry.
Jewelry, yeah, yeah.
Wow.
In a factory, inside a factory. What else did I do? I worked in insurance. I was an insurance sales agent.
Oh my gosh. Oh my god. How old are you? How can you experience that kind of jobs?
Well, because
Oh my God.
yes, well, I'm pretty old. I'm 46. I'm 45 years old, so that's a lot. I worked. Obviously, a big chunk of my life was also in telecommunication. So voice over internet phones and smartphones started in America. Then I brought it with me to Saudi. Then in Saudi, I have a whole other area of work. School as a supervisor in school, as an English language teacher. I worked in a television station. I worked in the Dawah Center, propagation of Islam to just in basically explaining Islam to people. What else did I do here?
Oh my gosh.
Yes, a lot of
Yeah,
stuff.
I think that's enough.
That's
That's enough.
enough. Sorry, delete.
A lot. So it means that you were lived in America too, sir? America.
Yes.
How many years?
10 years.
10 years. Wow. So you were living in 10 years in America and 13 years, more than 10
Now
years
it's a lot more. So
here, Saudi Arabia, sir?
No, Saudi Arabia now, I came in 2007, it's 2025, so that's 18 years now.
So 18 years in Saudi and 13 years in America.
No, 18 years in Lebanon, 10 years in America, 18 years in Saudi.
Wow.
So now my life in Saudi is just as long as my life in my home country.
I see. So I think it's a basic, so people will know the answer. But I will ask you a question.
Okay.
Which country is prefer you live? Like the America or Lebanon or Saudi Arabia? Which country do you prefer to live?
Definitely Saudi Arabia.
Oh.
Definitely Saudi Arabia without a hesitation. And I have the option to live in Lebanon or to go back to America or to go to other countries. But I willingly choose to stay here, and I hope and pray that I stay here for as long as I'm alive. And I would want to
Why?
die.
What is the reason? Like there is any like a good?
Yeah, there are many good reasons. First of all, this country is extremely secure and peaceful. If you compare to other countries that are constantly engaged in war, where people fear for their lives, either robbery, rape, murder, all of these are at maybe the lowest rates in the world here. Because of religion, obviously, I being a Muslim, I definitely appreciate being in a Muslim country where the call for prayer is made, where there's plenty of places to pray, where the Islamic law is available and is available for implementation, or people who want to seek it. It's there for them when they go to court. They judge by whatever is in the revelation. Those are things that you will not find elsewhere in the world. In very few countries they have that. So for religious purposes, for economic purposes, now this country is booming on a high level. We've become like a center point. Cristiano Ronaldo, a legend of football, is living down the street from us. I think it's a big deal. People don't understand what a big deal it is. But for all these reasons and more, I prefer living here and staying here.
I see. And the other question.
Yeah, the other question.
You have a family, right?
Yes.
Yeah. If you have a choice, do you want to live with single in your life, or do you want to be couple? You want to make a family? If you have a choice.
Well, I have a choice, obviously.
Yeah.
I have a choice right now. Everybody has a choice, meaning a person who's married can decide to divorce his wife and live on his own. But the reality is, it's very difficult to be fully happy in the ultimate sense. And everything has a scale. So the life of celibacy, living as a single person, comes with some advantages and a lot of disadvantages.
Okay.
And the same can be said about marital life. Being married has a lot of advantages and some disadvantages. So to me, when put in the scale,
which one is more like a preferred? Do you want
marital life, being married, having children, is far superior than living single. Because when you're single, there are some years where you will enjoy, but later on, it will be very miserable. It will be very miserable when you're on your own and you have no one, and just you see everybody is, because family is very important. Family, friends will friends will turn against you in 2 minutes sometimes over something stupid. You can easily lose your friends, but your family are the ones that will stick with you and the ones who will appreciate you in the long run. So definitely having a family is a virtuous thing. And even though there would be some freedom per se when you live single, it would be on the expense of other things, and then it's probably not the smartest thing to do. So I prefer marital life.
So last two question.
Oh, last one, that was quick.
Yeah. Well, if you want it, I can do more, but
I'm at your service, so if you want
but
to.
I don't know. Maybe people might feel offended or you feel bad. But I wanna ask, cause when I think about the Muslim and Islam, the first image is that you can have 4 wives.
Beautiful.
So if you have if you have a choice and if you want, and do you want to get second wife or third wife?
Yeah,
Oh.
I do have a choice, and I did have a second wife in the past.
You had a second wife?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm a propagator. I'm a person who endorses, encourages, and is pro polygyny. Polygyny is a man having more than one wife, because a man's heart is big, and it could share a lot of love with a lot of women.
Okay.
So yeah, there's. But see, here's the thing. Here's what's funny about this world.
Okay.
What's funny about this world is people have no problem, to some degree, they have no problem in two people going out with each other as a boyfriend-girlfriend, doing things that are supposed to be done only by married people. Like, that's normal, or that's not a big deal. But when a man actually marries another woman with her father's approval, her family's approval, with her rights being maintained, with a house being provided to her, all of a sudden they have a problem. How does that work? So a man could go out with a girl, he gets her pregnant. All he has to do is say, I don't want to talk to you anymore. Our relationship is over. Right or wrong, she's pregnant. He could say, we're done. I break up with you. There's nothing she can do, even in a court. There's nothing she can do. He could say, this is not my son. I don't know where you got this child from. Actually, if I'm your boyfriend, maybe I'm one of 4 or 5 boyfriends you have. How do I know that I'm the father of this child? So he could easily pull the plug and leave her in the street. Okay, a man, can he do this to his wife? No. He cannot do this to his wife. He has to provide for her and maintain her. She has a family that will come and say, hey, what are you doing to our daughter? So the fact that the world has accepted, or some woman would say, look, I don't mind if my husband cheats on me. If he has an affair, it's fine. But having a second wife, no. That's really messed up thinking. So no, if you're marrying a woman and 2 women and you're able to give them their rights equally, because Islam has a condition. It's not just about collecting women and running with them. You have to be able to treat them equally justly in terms of spending, in terms of the time spent between them. If you're unable to do it, then you're not allowed to have more than one wife. But if you're capable, then what's wrong? What's wrong? There's nothing wrong with it.
But if the first wife didn't agree, then how can you marry with the second wife?
Well, because Islam, very simple. I know that Islam does not really give any significance to the agreement of the first wife. It is
Really?
not. Yes.
Without.
She doesn't have to agree. This is
So
not,
if you decide, then you can marry with the second wife,
Correct.
and third wife,
Correct.
and the fourth wife.
correct. And then the first wife has a choice. She could say, hey, what the heck did you do? No problem. There's the door. You don't want me anymore. I'm not important to you anymore. You don't want to be my wife anymore. No problem. You cannot force her to stay in the marriage. She has the right
So
to
you're
leave.
able to divorce with the first wife.
If she wants, obviously the man does not want that. But I'm saying the woman, yes, has the right. Let's say a woman finds out her husband without her agreement, he said, I'm gonna marry a second woman.
But
She could either comply and adjust, or she could say, no, I cannot. This is too much for me. No, too much for you. No problem. You don't want to be with me anymore. So you can leave. You're just gonna be divorced like all these other women in the world. Is that what a Muslim woman does? No, obviously the Muslim woman is advised to be patient and to understand that this is something God has revealed, meaning there's wisdom in it, there's benefit in it. Yes, you're jealous. We understand every woman is jealous in her nature, but
Okay.
I know it's a difficult pill to swallow. But there's actually benefit for both of them if she only understood. Why? Because Islam, in its essence, is not a religion about this worldly life. Our goal is what happens after we die. This world is meant to be full of tests and trials and hardship.
Okay.
You understand? So each one, male and female, they will have their own set of tests. The man's test is that men love women. Okay, men love women.
Women love men too.
I understand.
Yes.
I understand. But the desire that men have for women is
More than
greater.
one room. 100 rooms
Yes.
for the woman.
But Islam does not allow a man to do a lot of things that he would want to do. So this is the man's challenge to contain himself. A
Okay.
woman's challenge is that she wants the man for herself only.
Of course.
You're only mine.
If you love me, then you love me only me. Why you need a many women?
No, that's why. Okay, have you seen a father who has 3 children? Does he love all 3 children?
Yes.
Why? Why not love?
Because they are all mine, so they love.
And these all women are all mine, so I love. It's
Then-
the same thing. It's the same thing.
짜증나 진짜.
If a man is able to love 3 children, 4 children, 5 children, actually, if he got 50 children, he will love 50 children.
Okay, then, if your wife say that, then I will have a four husband.
Very good.
Then what will you say?
I will tell you what I will say. 2 things I will say.
Okay.
The first thing I will say is, everything we do is as per God's revelation.
Okay.
So God allowed men to have 4 wives. He did not allow women to have 4 husbands. That's number 1. Number 2, this is religiously. Let me answer you logically. Okay?
Is it water?
Huh?
Cold water? Is it cold water?
Yes.
Okay.
No, I got
Can you
it.
give me?
Yeah. Come, gold.
Okay.
I'm gonna answer you logically. This is not vodka. This is water.
Water, okay, Kalas. I need water
Oh,
because in my culture,
Don't worry.
it's shocking.
I know. Just be patient with me, okay?
Okay.
We're going to go back in time before DNA. Before DNA. Okay, you know DNA.
DNA, of course.
Yes, okay. So let's say before DNA, 100 years ago, a man had 4 wives. He had intimate relations with all of them on the same night, or 4 nights in a row. Each week, Monday he was with his first wife, she became pregnant. Tuesday, second wife, she became pregnant. Wednesday, Thursday. So all 4 women got pregnant from this one man. Who's the father? One man. Do we all agree that this man is responsible for these 4 children? Okay. Let's reverse the roles. A woman has 4 husbands. She sleeps with one of them on Monday, the next one on Tuesday. The next one
Mashallah, that's so nice.
Yes, that's right. Wait. After she sleeps with the 4th one, she becomes pregnant. Who's the father?
4.
Yeah, who's the father? Four of them are the father?
4 is all my father. Huh?
No. Come on, you have to be realistic. That there is no solution for that. If there were no DNA, right now you're going to say, oh, we get a DNA test. No, Islam is a religion for all times. When there was no means, there's no medical way to identify the father. Who's going to be the father? Who will be responsible? Who will be called daddy? And who will be his actual daddy? So even biologically, God made a distinction between men and women wherein a woman cannot have more than one man. Plus, women in their nature, I know there are exceptions, but women in their nature, they're loyal to one man. A woman doesn't have, in her nature, there are women that cheat and do whatever they want, but the default of a woman is that she has one man that she loves and she loves sincerely, and that's it. She's not willing to jump around.
Okay.
She might sleep around for physical purposes, physical needs, but her love is usually dedicated to one man.
Okay, because it's a very different culture.
Yes.
I get your point.
Yes.
But in my background, it's hard to understand.
I understand.
Okay, so if you have a choice, then you will choose Asian wife or Western or.
My wife is Asian.
Okay.
My current wife is Asian. She's from the Philippines. But I like.
Which nationality do you like?
I like white women.
White woman.
Yes, I like white women. Or European. Maybe
Europeans.
Scandinavian, European specifically.
With
Blue eyes and blonde hair.
gold.
But I don't discriminate.
Of course, it's your.
All women are beautiful to
I
me.
was just asking. Yeah.
Yes, that is a preference, but it's not a big deal. At the end of the day, it's not a big deal.
Of course.
Yeah. That's very personal. Yeah. It's fine.
I didn't mean to this, but
No problem. But listen, I want to answer this concern you have. You said in your culture that this.
Thank you for accepting my request.
My pleasure.
Yeah. Stop.
When did it stop?
I don't know.
A man marries a woman. He spends 10 years with her. Okay? For whatever reason, they're no longer, the love is not like before, right? It's not the same. What is better? Or let's say she cannot bear children, or she's become annoying, or whatever the case may be. What is better? To divorce her and leave her as a divorcee, struggling in life, struggling to be able to look after herself, having to deal with children, or to keep her and take care of her and show appreciation and respect for her. And then for the man's needs, he can marry another woman. We see as marrying another woman is actually is a sense or is an act of appreciation for the first one. Because I'm not letting go of you every time we have a problem. Not every time we differ or I get rid of you. No, you are precious to me and I want to keep you for as long as I'm alive. Because of needs, because of desires, because of whatever the case may be, I want more women. Okay, I'm marrying them in a legitimate, lawful way. I'm not going around, cheating on you behind your back. I'm just getting another wife, and I'm keeping you right. As opposed to every time we don't agree, okay, divorce the first one, go get a second wife. Then 2 years later, divorce the one, go marry another one. All of this is resulting in broken homes. Children with broken family, children who are suffering because of their parents not being serious enough about marriage and they're just using each other. So if you look at the bigger picture, you will understand the wisdom. Also, statistically speaking, the number of women in the world is at least 3-4 times more than men. So if every man married a woman, if there will still be a huge number of women with no husbands. Islam solves that problem. Marry more than one, so that everybody can be happy. Plus, sometimes the husband is annoying, and the woman needs a break from him. It is nice. It's nice that you see your husband only 3 days a week, and the other 3 days he's gone with someone else, so you can enjoy yourself and have some me time instead of your husband in your face every single day. What? What? I didn't.
I just remember that in the Samsung event, you told me that you had more than one religion before meeting the Islam, huh?
More than one religion.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then the last one you came to the Islam, and then you thought that Islam is the
Yes.
true religion.
Correct.
It's
Yes.
very surprising. How did you get through all the religions? Because you were born in Arabic country.
Yeah, so I was supposed to be Muslim, and I was Muslim on the ID, not in practice.
So how many religions did you have before you met through like the Islam?
Honestly,
Islamic?
the only one that would count is Buddhism.
Buddhism.
The one that I actually practiced was Buddhism. I was not really interested in other religions. Actually, I wasn't even interested in Buddhism for itself. Meaning, I was practicing Buddhism because of my environment. My first wife was a Buddhist.
Oh, first wife?
Yes, the first before Islam. So my first marriage back in America.
Buddhism in Chinese or?
No. Buddhism is not really restricted to in America. It's very popular.
Really?
Yes.
I think America is only like the Christian or Catholic.
No. Yes, obviously.
So you met your first wife Buddhism in America.
Correct.
Oh.
And there are two denominations of Buddhism. There are the Buddhists that are fascinated with statues, the idol of Buddha and everything related to that. And there's the other one, which is the one I belong to. If you actually go to the temple, there are no idols, there are no statues. It's all about karma and reincarnation and chanting for the law of cause and effect. So it was more ideological, it was more abstract than physical. So I wasn't the type who had a Buddha idol that I would sit in front of, but we would have what they call a Butsunan, and in the Butsunan it would be writing, like certain writing of the philosophers of Buddhism, and we would sit in front of the Butsunan and say Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, Nam Myoho Renge Kyo for many hours.
Even I'm Korean, I'm very used to in Buddhism, but I don't know how to say. I know only this word and then
Yes.
Namu Amitabha Panseong.
Yeah, so I know them because
Oh my
I
gosh.
spent hundreds of hours, thousands of hours of my life repeating this chant.
How many years you were in Buddhism then?
Maybe 3-4 years.
Ah.
Yeah, 4 years. And then I found Islam, and then I became a real Muslim. Before I was supposed to be a Muslim, but I didn't study. Then I found Islam as it is today, and then I have no doubt in my mind that the only religion that is correct and that is acceptable to God is Islam. Not Christianity, not Judaism, not Hinduism, not Buddhism, not any other ism.
Wow, but that's very interesting. You found the Buddhism in America and not in Thailand or India or Korea, China.
Go Google it. You'll be surprised. There's a huge, and when you go to these Buddhist temples, you have white people, black people, Asian people.
There is a Buddhist temple in America.
Hundreds of them. Hundreds, and huge. They have a huge community.
Really?
Bigger than you can imagine. They rent out, they have their own existing, and then when they have the activity, they rent out huge parks, and people come from everywhere, and it's like the most diverse, because their focus is peace, peace and harmony, and finding peace within yourself. So they're very, very diverse. Actually, you would hardly find any Asians or any Chinese among them. It's really all black and white people, Mexicans, you name it, every background. Yes, and that strand of Buddhism is not the same Buddhism you're familiar with in Korea or in China.
Meditation, peace and don't eat meat.
Yeah, but these are different. It's a different, more popular, more I would say more modernized, more secular type of Buddhism. They're focused more on like inner peace and peace among the world, more than actual worship. The worship is just you changing your karma. Your karma is you're gonna get something bad if you do bad. You chant that to fix it. Yeah.
Oh, it's shocking. It's like you throw the rocks in my head.
Yes, I hope I didn't hurt you.
In my head. Oh my god.
You should get a pillow. Yeah, feel free to ask whatever you want. I told you, no filters. No filters. Even if you think it's
How many marriages did you do then?
Oh, no.
First is the Buddhism. And this.
That's very personal. I've had a few marriages.
Oh my gosh.
I've had a few marriages. It was good. It was a good
I
experience.
think you are lying.
No, I'm not.
You are 46 and then too many jobs and then 18 years here, 10 years and 10 years.
Why?
The life is so crazy, so
It is.
spectacular.
It is, but that doesn't make me a liar. I swear I'm honest about everything I told you. If I wanted to lie, I would actually I would tell you no. I didn't get married before. No, I didn't.
I'm just saying it because normally, in my opinion, because you graduate university and got one job and then marrying and then kids and then alas.
Yes,
Our life
yes.
is like a simple like
Yes,
this,
yes.
but like Lebanon, America, like
Yes.
a gas station or restaurant or Buddhism and
I agree. Okay, yes, it's a very
so diverse.
It's very packed with adventures and unusual things.
Yes, so
But it is real. It is real. And I've only told you 5%. There's another 95% that I cannot even tell you. Which
I
is
think
like
5% is enough. I will be more shocking, like more.
What is good? You get insight into other people's lives, and it's a good learning experience.
Yeah. Actually, because my life is so simple. Because Mustafa, like grandma, grandpapa, and sick, and the family visit, and then I go home and sleep. I do some sports. So I was curious. I feel like I become very simple and stupid because I don't know about the other people, what they are living and what their careers, what they are thinking. So I started to YouTube channel to meet diverse people.
Okay.
But it is still shocking. Oh my God, how come it's like this?
Yes.
Yeah, it gives me some motivation and challenge, but it's still shocking to adapt a new environment.
I understand.
I think we are living in different universe.
the same
Taiwan.
universe, just different realm, different level.
Mafia level, different universe.
Okay.
There is no level.
Okay, if you insist, it's a different universe.
Different space. Okay. I think it's enough for today.
Yes.
Maybe if I have another question or curiosity, I will ask you.
Sure, I'm at your service. I think we've done a great job in advertising Dunkin' Donuts.
Yes.
We're sitting right in front of the D&D and
We don't
we
have
hear
any
the-
connection from Dunkin' Donuts,
Yes,
but
this is
inshallah.
not being sponsored by Dunkin' Donuts.
Aywa.
We prefer McDonald's, by the way.
I prefer
cheaper.
Starbucks.
Fine. No Starbucks.
No Starbucks? Why?
It's fine. I'm just teasing.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Thank you.
You're welcome.
감사합니다.
감사합니다.
You know what does that mean?
Yes, thank you. I should know that at least.
Yeah, 13 years in like the Korean company, you will know 감사합니다.
Yes.
Okay. Bye bye. Thank you.
Bye.